Nice to meet you. Mr. Armand Assante.
It's a great honor for me.
Yeah, I'm very happy, also excited, because you are one of my favorite actors. I really mean, you break my heart with Barbecue. You know, I pretend to be an intellectual, but sometimes my passion can help.
It's very kind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, on this festival, the main awareness topic is importance of water. Sometimes we forgot how privileged we are that we can just open the pipe and we have water to drink. It's not so obvious all over the world. What is your message on this?
Water is life. It's that simple. Water is the survival of human life, of all life, universal life. And it can be put quite simply. It must be implemented into the global educational system as respected as religion, as respected as science or mathematics. That if we do not teach and educate the globe to water conservation, we have no survival anymore. We are at the precipice of our extinction now, and the point is that it's that simple and that critical, that water conservation has to be implemented now as a subject as revered and important as religion.
It's a discussion also on our area level and tends to privatize water resources. What do you think about that? We have to strongly oppose to that stupidity.
I can only speak from my life experience, but I've lived on a farm for 31 years. I've maintained a farm for 31 years. My farm sits on the fissure of an aquifer. So my land is the aquifer. And there's a tremendous responsibility that comes with that. And that is, I've been approached by developers, I've been approached by people that wanted the land, the people that had ideas, government people who had ideas about the land. I can't tell you how much information has been thrown at me because I was the owner of this land. The issue is the aquifer. The point is that I have had to become the steward, if you will, the protector of the fissure of the aquifer that I sit on. Because if the aquifer is tampered with, I am deterring the nourishment of 5 communities. Because it's known that that aquifer actually feeds water to 5 local communities. It's responsible for a man-made lake. So the point is that often in what's called the environmental impact statements that are made by governments, they take a bunch of students and they fly over the land and they say, oh, look, there's open territory, we could put a factory there. They don't know the depth of the wells, they don't know the depth of the water table, where the aquifers sit. You have to research the infrastructure of the land that you live on in order to preserve it. This is an education that I literally won by my own human experience of living there. But the point is that really is the essence of the issue. We have to become educated as to where we are and what we are depending on for our resources. Whether it be self-education, but I really say this globally, our educational system now has to implement water as a subject and water conservation and all environmental preservation as a subject as important as mathematics or science. It's that simple. Because we are at that point of extinction where without it will never be mandatory. And it must be addressed immediately. We had some brilliant people from the Slovenian government here talking today. It's a global crisis.
You are also the farmer. Huh?
It's a part-time passion of mine.
Okay. You participate in several projects of humanitarian issue, especially in irsko-italijanskimi. What it was about?
Many years ago, I think it was 1999, I began a documentary as well as a campaign for the removal of landmines. It's a subject that I had studied for many years. I was very well acquainted with people that had suffered injuries and complete life-changing events from landmines, so I'm very well acquainted with the issue. And I felt it was something certainly in this region of the world that had to be addressed dramatically because of the incidence of so many accidents that were just completely unnecessary. But you see, an issue like this has to do with accountability, government accountability, and especially military accountability. Unfortunately, the landmine crisis has become a cradle-to-the-grave enterprise. The people that lay the landmines are the very people that finally should be accountable for the ones that remove them. But that requires a lot of money. So the real crisis of the landmine issue has to do with money. It's a very cheap weapon. It creates millions and millions of dollars of revenue for the weapons manufacturer. So it is a very extremely controversial subject to bring up. I learned that very early on, but it's obviously an issue that doesn't go away. It is a weapon that has horrific consequences from 1 to 50 years and more. We've even discovered in the US, in the United States, of issues of unexploded ordnance that had been in the ground for since World War II.
Even in Slovenia, we have from the First War. Yeah?
An extraordinary idea. So it has to do with tremendous accountability from both government and military to be addressed. Again, unfortunately, a subject of massive economic generosity. Generosity.
Tell me, what is a secret of your son? You are like a wine, the secret of your son.
What I produce? I raised on my farm. No, I raised.
Of your charm, because the older you are, the better you are, like a good wine.
Stay young.
See, me, beautiful Maria, but instead of beautiful Maria, sing beautiful Elena.
Elena?
Yes.
Elena?
Yeah.
How does it go? In the sunlight of your smile.
Just a refrain.
In the summer of our life. In the magic of love, storms above scattered away. Lovers dreaming in the night, dreaming of paradise. But as the distance from you grows, all that my heart ever knows hungers for your touch, beautiful Elena of my soul.
Thank you.
So much.
Bye.
God bless you.
I'll
see you soon.
I have demo today. Just
Okay.
wait.
Thank you.
I,
Oh my God, thank you so much.
it's a Sanskrit movie.
What?
I play in it.
You play in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's also about water.
It's also about
Yeah.
water. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.